What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going over the top 5 worst weapons to use in Warzone. The reason why I'm making this video is because people have been asking me what are the best guns to use, and people have been asking me as well, should I be using this gun, am I using the right gun, etc, etc, etc. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the worst guns to use in Warzone, so that way you guys are not using that out there, and that way you can keep a constant advantage over the enemy team by using the best guns in the game, or even the average guns, but you don't want to use the worst ones. Basically, much once again, before we get into that, I want you guys to subscribe if you haven't already, to drop that thumbs up down below. I can't even speak. Wow. Anyways, and then comment as well if you have been using any of these weapons, or if you have different guns on your list for the worst weapons. Let me know what you think the worst weapons are to use in Warzone, if it is different than my list that I'm going to be giving. But once again, guys, let's get right into this. So I'm going to go in order, and I'm going to go over the assault rifles first. So the worst assault rifle I would say to use in Warzone, believe it or not, would be the Odin. Now, the reason why I say this is because the fire rate is honestly absolutely slow as heck compared to every other gun. Now, you would see other guns like the AK or the Ram or the Scar or even the Growl or anything other than that, and even the FAL can outperform the Odin in Warzone, I believe. I have tried using the Odin in Warzone, and honestly, it did not feel the same as it did in multiplayer. I didn't really like it, and I caught myself really hating it because it felt really sluggish, and I just didn't like it. I don't know. It just felt really out of place in Warzone. Believe it or not, I don't know how it felt out of place because it has so much more damage and range, but it just did not feel right to use. Now, moving on along to the SMGs. The worst SMG, believe it or not, I believe in Warzone to use, or one of the worst SMGs to use, is actually the MP5. And now I'm probably going to get a lot of hate on this, but honestly, other SMGs in Warzone outperform the MP5 in strictly Warzone, I believe. One of them being the P90, one of them being the MP7 for sure. Even the Striker and even the Bison feel completely better than the MP5 in Warzone. When I first started playing Warzone, I was using nothing but the MP5 and the M4A1, and then I switched it up and I started using the MP7, the Striker, and the Bison, and I started seeing myself actually shredding people's armor a lot quicker and killing them a lot faster than I was on the MP5, believe it or not. I don't know exactly why it felt this way, but it did, so maybe it was just my experience. But also let me know in the comments below if you disagree with me and if you feel like other guns are worse than this. Now, moving on along, the next SMG that I believe is one of the worst weapons is the Uzi in Warzone. Now, the Uzi just got a recent buff and everything like that, but in Warzone, I still believe that other guns will outperform this one, especially with the fire rate. Even with the new conversion kit, I believe like the Uzi is honestly still going to be outperformed by other SMGs, specifically the MP7 or even the Bison. Now, moving on along, I would say the next gun that I would say is the worst one to use in Warzone would be the MK2 carbine. Now, a lot of people have been using this or picking this up off the ground, and I do think the MK2 carbine does need a buff when it comes to Warzone, because the MK2 carbine, I believe, is getting outperformed, especially by the Dragunov, which is a sniper rifle, but I just feel like the MK2 carbine is honestly just complete cheeks whenever it comes to Warzone. Now, the very last gun that I want to give to you guys, and this is one that people use actually a lot in multiplayer. I'm probably going to get a lot of negative feedback on this as well, so make sure you guys as well do know this ahead of time, that this is literally my worst list and everything like that. Now, in multiplayer, I normally love this weapon, and you guys probably know what I'm going to end up saying down below, but I love using this weapon in multiplayer, but in Warzone, it gets outperformed, especially on range and damage. The worst sniper, I believe, to use in Warzone is the X50. Now, a lot of people may say it's the Dragunov, but honestly, I've seen so many people shred with the Dragunov more than I have with the X50 in Warzone. In Warzone, I've noticed with the X50, you literally can damage somebody so many times and it doesn't even break their armor. But with the HDR, I feel like the HDR outperforms it because it has a little bit more range, and I don't know, I just feel like the X50 is all around not the most essential sniper rifle to use in Warzone. I feel like the HDR just outperforms it. That's just me. I'm not saying that it's a bad sniper, I'm just saying it's the worst one out of the choices. So, with that being said, I still like the X50, so please do not hate on me too much. I like the X50, especially in multiplayer, but strictly in Warzone, I do not think that it should be the sniper that is picked by people. I feel like the sniper that should be picked by people is the HDR, especially in Warzone. This is strictly for Warzone, and this is me going off of range, long distance plays, and what will kill them the fastest. And I feel like that is the HDR. Let me know if I'm wrong down in the comments, but please do drop a like down below. Even if you disagree, please do drop a like down below and give me your feedback, because if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But please do drop a like below and comment and subscribe if you're new around here. Much love again, guys. Peace.